And there was a little white spot here indicating radiating out.
Okay, so value-wise, let's do the trees back here. Figure out how dark I'm gonna
And then I'll
go.
mix up some of that red and some little bit of purple maybe, and get a darker colour. I might even mix some of this Van Dyke red brown to create the shadow, but I've got to sort of create, how shall I say?
It does look like the Grand
shadow
Canyon.
down there, so I've got to have a paler edge up here, okay? And I might even put some orange into the red to do that edge. Now, again.
So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna soften this a little bit.
I'm going to have to paint all these little things that I've got there. First
This
of
is all
then
gonna go
put the
up here
shadow
as
in.
well.
For instance, there's a leaf up here, and it's got sunlight, and it's got light on the edge.
See, this is what I couldn't do at the
So
demo.
this
I
sort of
couldn't
colour,
blend and do all this kind of stuff.
I might even be mixing some orange with it as well, eh? You make it a lighter colour, so it might be.
Lalita, when you do your paintings now for, like yourself, when you're going to sell or enter something,
Yeah,
you're working in oils, so not acrylics.
I do both.
You do both, do you?
Yeah, I do both. It just depends on, it actually has more to do with my reference material
Mm-hmm.
and whether I think it would make a better, same thing with the pastels and everything too.
Mm-hmm.
If it would make a better pastel, then I use pastel.
Shadow on this place kind of thing, eh? So.
I just say that's because I get bored easily, so it's kind of
Mhm.
my.
Oh, for asthma?
Perhaps. I really don't know the ins and outs of it. I've just heard that. What do girls say about you using pastels?
So see how you can render a tree with
That's cool.
a
Yeah,
large brush?
yeah.
Oh, mainly because it's leaving a residue in here. It's dirty, yeah.
Yeah.
Lalita,
And
though,
probably the
will
dust.
use it, yeah.
Sorry? Yeah, I have ways of catching all the pastels before they go
Isn't that
anywhere.
great? I'd love to see, I've never seen a
So
demonstration.
that I'd like to see. Board art with chalkboard. That's the same soft pastel, right?
Yep,
I might be doing something like that, you know?
I use the Terry Ludwig pastels, which I got turned onto those by Diana Ponte.
You have to order them special,
Yeah,
Searching
yeah.
for it.
So good.
They're,
like for this lighter color.
I don't know, I've only used the really
Just the
rich colors, yeah.
It might even be all he does.
He has you can see online, there's a bunch of sets actually that are, they're not all dark, but he's got, like a landscape set. I'd love to have way more sets of,
Harvey Brown's just come up with his own colors.
is that right?
Contrast between
Harvey
Oh, I like his
And I
stuff.
like his pastels.
one color and another.
He makes the neat little Indian girls with huge big eyes. That's right. Beautiful stuff. That's where I've seen it.
So,
If you do that right, like you are,
I'm gonna buy a better camera.
yeah, I like it right like that. Yeah. If it's done right, tell me. It's-
Okay, so you can see the play off of these two, right? Now, right now, I'm just flipping my eye around. This I'd like to have a little bit darker, right here. But these are all going to stay, and by the time I've done this value painting, which is, it's only been 15 minutes, I will have, 5 values of
there
these.
we are for a big.
We'll do a count after, okay?
Just leave it there. Look at
So I just get the value in that I want, and then worry about the details after that.
You can
And I
see
notice
the
I'm
button.
keeping everything really soft right now.
Get
I'm not trying to get too much,
everything.
When you get your
So
values,
it's not
then
necessarily
you go
going to
and
be
put
dark
color
as
in.
that, I think it's light.
yeah,
That's where I get screwed up.
yeah,
as far as
that's very common.
You're
That's,
losing your value.
Yeah.
You know.
so that's what I'm gonna do on top of this, and we'll talk exactly about that.
Green.
I can actually give you guys a series of exercises on that. How many people are in that same boat? How many people feel the same way about difficulty seeing the values and how it corresponds to color? Okay. I'll write that down so that I remember for the next class, and there's a whole series of exercises we can do. So if you can bring a separate canvas or a piece of paper or something to paint on next week, and we will go through and do some color samples with your colors. Okay? As far as the tonal values.
Yeah, because I'd like to paint like that, but I get lost in the
Yeah.
colors, it's a waste of time.
Yeah.
And would you be able to do that cheat sheet one for us too, Lalita?
Possibly. I'll have to see. Yeah, that one's a bit more. The best thing to do is email me, because my memory is terrible. I've got too many things in my head.
Yeah.
It's a big mess in here.
Did you get
Truth
that
be known.
camera?
Funny YouTube moments. Okay, so some of this I just need to blend a little bit for my liking. Now we're just getting into subtleties here. Okay. Don't need to use anything too small.
So you put the burnt sienna with it
Yeah, with the yellow.
because the Quinn Gold is transparent and you wouldn't have enough depth of color?
It doesn't get dark enough.
It doesn't get dark enough, okay.
Yeah, you could use anything else. You could, I mean, you don't have to use the sat green. Or so you don't have to use the burnt sienna. You could use like a dioxazine violet would look really nice. But because I'm planning on putting so much green over top of this, I want the red primarily underneath. So, and actually, this here, see how much brighter the yellow is than this up here? I'm going to put just a touch of yellow up top. Just to brighten it up a little bit.
But my background is not
Yeah.
for September.
And I'm actually going to, I like this because I can improve the effect and make it a little bit more dramatic. You know, when you've got a sky. Now here's an example of using water with a rag.
So we leave it there. Anyway, guys.
I can go in and lighten it behind the trees if I want to figure out how light I want it to go. But see how it takes off a lot?
Yeah, well, it's not me. All the mean that. Well, again, yeah, I just done a little bit of that.
That's cool, isn't it?
So what I'm going to do now. So obviously this is all going to get broken up later. See how the trees are just. Okay. So that was 20 minutes. And you got yourself an underpainting. So
I like it just like
Yeah, I like it like that too.
yeah. So you can, and especially because this is acrylic, you can paint on it in like 10 minutes. It'll be, as long as it's not tacky. But I paint it quite thinly.
I think I'm gonna have to go on the front later.
If you find that you've gone too dark anywhere, really easy to lift it off. It's actually a little bit too easy to lift it off. But I'll just lift up a little bit right here. See? Over here. Yeah. Anyway, you get the picture. So, yeah, what I suggest we do is that you go and paint for like an hour, and then we'll come back and I'll paint color on top of this, and I'll talk to you about matching the color to the tone values. Is that okay? Yeah.